I was 29 years old when my relationship ended in the most unexpected way possible. Not over dinner, not through a tearful conversation in a parking lot, but through a TikTok comment that would be seen by hundreds of thousands of people. And honestly, I didn't plan it that way, but when you're humiliated in front of nearly 500,000 strangers, you stop caring about how clean the breakup looks. My girlfriend was 26. We'd been together for 2 years. She didn't live with me officially, but let's be real, she was at my place almost every night. I thought things were solid. I thought we had a future. I thought she respected me. I was wrong about that last part, dead wrong. It started on a random Tuesday morning. I woke up, grabbed my phone, and saw that 3 different people had sent me the same TikTok video. My stomach dropped before I even hit play, and when I did, I felt this cold wave wash over me, because there she was, my girlfriend, standing in my kitchen, filming my budget spreadsheet that I keep on the fridge. Now, let me give you some context here. I'm a project manager. I make about $72,000 a year. I'm not rolling in money, but I'm not broke either. I'm just someone who likes to know where every dollar goes. Every single month I sit down and track everything. Rent, utilities, groceries, savings, all of it. It's literally just an Excel sheet that I print out and stick to my fridge with a magnet. Nothing fancy, just smart. But in her video, she was zooming in on specific lines and laughing. Actually laughing. Eating out $60 a month, she's cracking up. Entertainment, $40 a month, more laughing, clothes, $30 a month, she's practically dying. And the caption read, POV, your boyfriend is giving Ebenezer Scrooge energy. Man's really budgeted $60 for eating out for the month. LOL. I sat there on the edge of my bed, phone in hand, just staring at the screen. The video had 340,000 views. And the comments, they were brutal, absolutely brutal. Girl, run. He's going to make you split the check at McDonald's. This is embarrassing, bestie. You deserve better. Not the $30 clothes budget, I'm screaming. Tell me you're broke without telling me you're broke. I felt humiliated. I felt small. I felt exposed. But more than anything, I felt confused. Because the people watching that video, all those strangers laughing at me, they didn't know the full story. They didn't know what was actually going on behind the scenes. Here's what her TikTok viewers didn't know. I was paying off her credit card debt. $20,347.82 to be exact. As of that very morning, the car she drove every single day, I was making the payments. $430 a month. Her phone bill? On my plan. $85 a month. That designer bag she'd posted about just last week, the one her followers were obsessing over, I bought it. $890. So, yeah, my entertainment budget was $40 a month, because I was spending over $1,400 every single month on her bills. Not because I had to, but because I wanted to help her. Because I thought we were building something together. Because I loved her. I didn't even think. I just opened the comments section and typed from my account. That's because I'm paying your $20,000 credit card debt, your car payment, and your phone bill. But sure, make fun of my budget. I hit post, closed the app, and went to work. By lunch, my phone was absolutely blowing up. My comment had 89,000 likes. The replies were coming in so fast I couldn't even read them all. Wait, what? Oh, so he's not broke. He's just financially responsible while supporting you. She really exposed herself, huh? The way I just gasped. Her video's comments had completely flipped. People were no longer on her side. They were ripping her apart. Someone had even stitched the video with a text overlay that said, "When you tried to clown your boyfriend, but accidentally expose that you're the financial burden. It was everywhere. She called me 16 times during my lunch break. I declined every single one. Then she showed up at my office at 2 in the afternoon. Security called me down to the lobby. When I got there, she was standing by the front desk, mascara streaking down her face, eyes red and swollen. "You humiliated me," she choked out. "How could you air our private business like that?" I stared at her. "You literally made a video mocking my budget to 340,000 people." "That's different," she said, wiping her nose. "I was just being funny." "Funny?" I repeated. "You made me look cheap and broke." "I'm neither. I'm just paying your bills." "You offered to help with those," she shot back, her voice rising. "I offered to help you get back on your feet. That was 18 months ago. You haven't made a single payment yourself." "Because I'm trying to build my career," she said, almost pleading now. "My influencer work doesn't pay yet." "Your influencer work," I said slowly, "is posting TikToks making fun of me." She started crying harder. People in the lobby were staring. I didn't care anymore. I was done, completely done. "We're done," I said flatly. "Pack your stuff from my place. I'll change the locks this weekend." Her eyes went wide. "You can't just break up with me." "I can, and I am. Also, I'm cutting you off. The credit card payment stops today. The car payment stops today. You're off my phone plan tomorrow." Her face went from sad to panicked in an instant. "Wait, no, you can't do that. I need those things." "Should have thought about that before you made fun of the budget that pays for them." I turned around and walked back to my office. I blocked her number, blocked her on every platform. And then I got to work fixing the mess I'd voluntarily walked into. I called the credit card company first, explained that I'd been helping my now ex-girlfriend with her payments and needed to remove my authorized user access and stop any future payments. They confirmed I wasn't legally required to pay her debt. I'd just been doing it voluntarily. Out of love, out of stupidity, take your pick. Then I called the car dealership. The car was in her name, but the payments were in mine. I'd co-signed because her credit was terrible. I told them I was stopping payments immediately. They said she'd need to refinance or the car would get repossessed. "That's her problem," I said. Then I called the phone company and removed her line. Just like that, $85 a month back in my pocket. When I got home that night, I sat down at my kitchen table and redid my budget. I added back that $1,445 a month to my savings and discretionary spending. And you know what? My life just got a lot less expensive. 4 days later, the fallout was absolutely wild. My comment had gone viral beyond just her video. Multiple finance TikTokers had stitched it, made reaction videos. The whole thing just exploded. One video, titled "Man Exposes Girlfriend's Debt After She Mocks His Budget," had 2.3 million views. My ex deleted her original video, but people had already screen recorded it. The internet never forgets. She posted an apology video, but it wasn't really an apology. It was just her crying and saying I'd violated her privacy by sharing her financial information. The comments weren't sympathetic. "You violated his privacy by posting his budget without permission. You played stupid games and won stupid prizes. Maybe get a real job instead of making fun of people who pay your bills." She deleted that video too. On day 1 after the breakup, she texted me from a friend's phone since I'd blocked her. Said she needed to discuss things like adults. I replied, "Nothing to discuss, we're done. Remove your items from my apartment by Sunday, or I'm donating them." Day 2, she showed up at my apartment with her mom and her best friend. I didn't let them in, I just spoke through the door. Her mom started in immediately. You can't just abandon her like this. She's struggling. I'm not abandoning anyone, I said calmly. I'm stopping voluntary payments for someone who mocked me online. But the car, her mom said desperately. She needs it for work. The car is in her name. She can make the payments herself or return it. Her best friend chimed in. You're being vindictive. She made one mistake. One public mistake, I corrected. To 340,000 people, she embarrassed me. I'm done being embarrassed. They tried to guilt-trip me for 20 minutes. I just sat on my couch reading. Eventually, they left. Day 3, the credit card company sent her a notice. Since I was the one making payments and I wasn't a co-signer, just had authorization to pay, they needed payment from her directly now. The minimum payment was $340 per month. She called me from another number, her voice frantic. I can't afford $340 a month. Not my problem, I said. But you ran up the debt. I have the statements. It's all your purchases. Designer clothes, restaurants, that trip to Miami with your friends. All you. You said I could use it. I said you could use it for emergencies when you were between jobs. You got a job 14 months ago and kept spending. This is financial abuse, she said, her voice breaking. I hung up. Day 4, the car dealership called her. She was 30 days from her first missed payment being reported to credit bureaus. They offered to let her refinance in her name only, but she needed proof of income, and her credit score was 580. She was denied. She called me hysterical. They're going to repossess my car. Then make the payments, I said simply. I can't. I don't have $430 a month. Get a different job. Get a roommate. Budget better. Not my circus. Not my monkeys anymore. You're really going to let them take my car? I'm not letting them do anything. You're just experiencing the consequences of your choices. She hung up. 10 minutes later, her mom called. What kind of man abandons a woman in need? The kind who got publicly humiliated for being financially responsible. She apologized. She apologized for getting caught, not for doing it. We raised her better than this, and you're throwing her away. Ma'am, your daughter is 26 years old and thought making fun of my budget was funny while I paid her bills. Maybe you should have raised her to appreciate people who help her. I hung up on her too. Here's the thing everyone kept missing. I wasn't being cruel. I wasn't being vindictive. I had offered to help her get back on her feet. She was supposed to use that time to pay down debt and save money. Instead, she increased her debt and spent my money on luxuries while mocking me. The budget she made fun of? That's how I saved $18,000 in my emergency fund. That's how I'm maxing out my 401k. That's how I take actual vacations once a year instead of living paycheck to paycheck. She called budgeting Scrooge energy, but it's literally just being an adult. My friends were supportive, my parents saw the video thanks to the internet, and my dad called me. Good for you, son. Don't let anyone disrespect you like that. The weird part was random people recognizing me. Someone at the grocery store stopped me. Hey, aren't you the budget guy from TikTok? It was surreal. My ex posted another video that night. Just her crying in a car, talking about toxic relationships and manipulation. The comments were still dragging her. Someone had found her Venmo and she'd been accepting donations from sympathetic followers, but it wasn't much. The repossession was scheduled for Monday if she didn't make a payment. I knew this because her mom left me a voicemail begging me to do the right thing. The right thing, I decided, was letting her handle her own responsibilities. 10 days later, things had escalated, crashed, and gotten weirdly legal. The car got repossessed. Monday morning, 7 a.m., a tow truck showed up at her apartment complex. She filmed it happening. Crying. talking about having nothing left, posted it on TikTok. But here's what she didn't mention in her sob story. The dealership had called her 5 times, emailed her 3 times, offered payment plans, offered to defer 1 payment, offered anything to avoid repossession. She ignored them all. Why? Because she thought I'd cave at the last minute and pay. I didn't. The comments on her Repo video were split. 50% said, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Your ex is trash." The other 50% said, "Didn't you make fun of the guy who was paying your bills?" Someone even commented, "Play stupid games, win Repo trucks," which got 40,000 likes. She deleted that video too. Then things got worse for her. The credit card company, after 30 days of no payment, reported her late payment to the bureaus. Her credit score dropped from 580 to 510. She posted about it vaguely, and people connected the dots. Her best friend made a TikTok defending her, saying I was controlling and financially abusive for cutting her off without warning. Multiple people replied with screenshots of her original video making fun of my budget. One comment said, "He gave her warning." It was the $20,000 in credit card payments he made for 18 months. Then her mom escalated. She called my boss. Somehow found out where I work, called the main office number, and told the receptionist she needed to speak to my supervisor about my abusive behavior toward her daughter. My boss called me in, looking confused. "Did you leave your girlfriend stranded financially?" I showed him the original TikTok, my comment, the timeline of payments. He burst out laughing. "So she made fun of you for budgeting while you were paying her bills, and now she's upset you stopped." "Yep. Tell her mom to stop calling here or we'll escalate to legal." She called 2 more times. HR sent a cease and desist letter. My ex's best friend tried a different approach. She showed up at my gym. How she found out where I work out, I have no clue. She waited in the parking lot for me. "You need to fix this." "No, I don't. She's going to be homeless. She can't make rent without your help. She has a job. She can make rent. That job doesn't pay enough. Sounds like she needs a better job or a cheaper apartment. You're seriously okay with her being homeless? She's not going to be homeless. She's going to have to downsize and budget, like I do. This is all because she made 1 video. This is because she publicly humiliated me after I spent 18 months helping her financially. The video was just the final straw." She called me a few choice words. I got in my car and left. 2 days ago, I got an email from a lawyer. My ex had hired a lawyer. The email claimed I'd verbally agreed to pay her expenses, and that stopping payment was breach of a verbal contract. She was seeking $15,000 in damages for financial hardship caused by sudden withdrawal of support. I forwarded it to my buddy, who's a lawyer. He called me laughing. "Dude, this is nonsense. You can't sue someone for stopping voluntary payments. Verbal agreements for personal relationship support aren't enforceable contracts." "So, I'm good? You're fine. Want me to write a response?" "Please." He sent a formal response basically saying my client made voluntary payments while in a relationship, the relationship ended, payment stopped, there's no breach of contract, cease this frivolous claim, or face a countersuit for harassment. Her lawyer dropped it immediately. Last night she posted a video, different tone, sitting in what looked like her childhood bedroom at her parents' house. "I made a mistake. I hurt someone who was helping me, and I'm dealing with the consequences. To everyone who supported me, thank you, but I was in the wrong. I'm working on being better." The comments were more sympathetic to this one. Some people saying character growth, accountability, all that. But then someone commented, "Where's the apology to him, though?" No response to that. As for me, I was doing great. That extra $1,445 a month was already noticeable. I paid off my own credit card. I'd had a small balance, like $2,000. I booked a vacation to Colorado for the next month. I updated my budget. Entertainment was now $200 a month. Eating out was $150 a month. Someone asked in my DMs if I felt bad. Honestly, no, I felt relieved. I was heading toward financial ruin, trying to help someone who didn't appreciate it. The budget she made fun of saved my life. It literally gave me the freedom to walk away from someone who didn't respect me. 5 weeks after the TikTok incident, I figured I'd post a final update since people kept asking. The legal stuff wrapped up. Her lawyer officially withdrew the claim. My lawyer sent me a bill for $400, which I paid happily, worth it for the peace of mind. My ex moved back in with her parents. She posted about it, framed it as healing and growing in a safe space. Reality? She couldn't afford her apartment alone. Her roommate posted separately about having to find a replacement because some people don't pay their share. Messy. The credit card debt was still her problem. The company offered her a settlement. She could pay $14,000 now instead of the full $20,347 if she had a lump sum. She didn't have a lump sum. Last I heard, she was on a payment plan of $290 per month for the next 6 years. The car situation resolved itself. She didn't get it back. Instead, she bought a 2009 Honda Civic with 160,000 miles on it from her uncle for $3,200. She posted about her new ride, trying to make it seem like a choice. The comments were supportive, but I knew the truth. Her TikTok presence changed. She switched to budget-friendly lifestyle content. Posted videos about thrifting, meal prepping, cutting costs. Some of it was decent advice. The irony wasn't lost on anyone. One of her videos, How I'm Paying Off $20,000 in Debt, got 500,000 views. She never mentioned how she got into that debt or who'd been paying it. People in the comments who remembered the original drama would call her out occasionally. She deleted those comments. My life was significantly better. That $1,445 a month had been a game changer. I'd saved $7,000 in the past 5 weeks. A mix of not paying her stuff, plus cutting back some of my own stress spending after the breakup. My emergency fund was now at $25,000. I was on track to have a 20% down payment for a house by next year. The Colorado trip was amazing. Spent a week there, stayed in a nice cabin, did some exploring, came back refreshed. Work was good. That whole situation with her mom calling my boss? HR was actually supportive. They appreciated me handling it professionally and keeping them informed. My boss still joked about it occasionally. "Hey, what's your budget for coffee this month?" We'd laugh. Dating? Not really interested yet. I was enjoying being single, focusing on myself, my goals, my budget, which was no longer a source of shame. The viral fame died down. Occasionally, someone would recognize me. Usually just a, "Hey, you're that guy from TikTok, right?" I'd laugh it off. It was a weird legacy, but whatever. The lessons I learned were clear. Never let anyone make you feel bad for being financially responsible. Budgeting isn't cheap, it's smart. If someone mocks your financial habits while you're supporting them, they don't respect you. Full stop. Helping someone should be appreciated, not taken for granted. When it becomes expected, it's time to stop. Don't set yourself on fire to keep someone else warm. I was draining my resources for someone who'd publicly humiliate me for internet points. And the internet is forever. That video will follow her around. My comment will follow me around. But I'm fine with that because I stood up for myself. One interesting development: I'd been contacted by 2 different financial literacy organizations asking if I'd be interested in speaking about budgeting and financial responsibility, specifically to young adults. Apparently, my situation resonated with people. I was considering it. I also got a job offer from a competitor, better pay, better benefits. I was using it to negotiate a raise at my current job. I'd find out next week if they'd match. Either way, I'd win. As for my ex, I truly hoped she'd figure things out. Not because I wanted her back. I absolutely didn't, but because watching someone spiral from their own choices was sad, regardless of history. She was young. She could recover from this, but it would take work and humility. Last week, I got a message from her younger brother. We'd been friendly when we were together. He said, "Hey man, no hard feelings from me. She was wrong for that video. You did way more than you had to. Hope you're doing well." I appreciated that. Someone asked if I regretted the comment. Honest answer, no. Could I have handled it privately? Maybe, but she made it public first. She invited 340,000 strangers to mock my financial choices. I just provided context. The budget that started all this was still on my fridge, still updating it monthly, still proud of it. Some people live beyond their means and hope everything works out. I live within my means and know everything will work out. That's not Scrooge energy, that's just being smart. And if being smart means I avoid people who will mock me for internet clout, I'll take it. Life was good, budget was better. Peace of mind was priceless. We were done here.